Blog Talk Radio.
You're listening to RVD Radio.
Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Contaminator! 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 Man assassinator! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Again, you're straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! You get down to straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! I will fly high! 5-star broad black! You can't stop me! 5-star broad black! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! It's all about the yin and the yang! The balance of power that's in! You can't stop the yin and the yang! The balance of power that's in! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! I will levitate! Flip kick you in the yam! I will decimate! You can prepare for! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! 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 Drop it down! The whole fucking show!
Hi, baby.
Hi, baby.
You're here at the beginning of the show.
Shut up.
Well, it's been a while.
It has.
I
For a while.
kind of thought today you'd catch us like halfway through.
I can leave and come back.
Dude, I'd rather you didn't. Happy March 2nd, 2011, baby.
Oh, here we go.
There's never been one of these before. I'm serious. Isn't that exciting?
It's terribly exciting.
Yeah. Jane Russell didn't make it to March 2nd,
Unfortunately.
2011. The legendary actress Jane Russell, she was 88 years old last year when I went to see her at the Hollywood Heritage Museum. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
I think I wrote it wrong on my blog. I call it the Hollywood History Museum. But fuck off. Fuck them. Can't take a joke. Whatever. It's not like people are going to look it up off the blog and go there. But you would if you were in the area and you were a Hollywood history geek like me. Jane Russell was in a bunch of stuff. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes with Marilyn Monroe. Everyone knows of that movie. And Howard Hughes discovered her and had a big fight with the censorship with her boobies and her breast size, Jane Russell, and invented this. It was a push-up bra, huh?
Oh, God bless Howard Hughes for that.
Yeah. So she died at 89, and shame. So she didn't make it, but we did. So let's celebrate March 2nd, 2011. Take a break from all the Charlie Sheen news and pandemonium.
It's kind of hard. He's a train wreck. Did anyone watch 2020 last night? Wow.
Yeah, I'm kind of fascinated. Much like when Barbara Walters, I think it was, first interviewed Michael Jackson. Or no, it was some dude that interviewed him, and we just had heard all these things about him, these myths, and, you know, got to ask him all the questions and find out his response, what's true, what's not. Charlie's kind of crazy and off, and kind of, to me, in a similar position right now.
See, I always thought, like, his character, he was always playing himself,
Yeah.
but he really had to, like, come down to earth to play Charlie. That's what's scary about this.
Right. Yeah. No, he really is. When he did the interview on, I think it was on Howard Stern, I don't know, one of the interviews, they were talking about money. No, I don't know who it was. Someone was asking him about money, and he's like, no, I don't worry about that. Something always just falls into place.
I saw that episode.
Right. That's straight out of the episode, and he used that on the second interview. Like, what do you mean? He goes, opportunity, job, something is always there. So yeah, he really is his own character, and we're fascinated. But anyway, like, we got a bunch of Charlie Sheen's sound bites that I think Tapass sent in to us, I do believe.
Thank you, Tapass.
Yeah, and so we'll check those out.
I don't know, man. I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them because that's how I roll. I have one speed. I have one gear. Go.
Hi, Nikki, Starr.
Hi, SVD.
Hi, Nikki, Starr.
Did you watch the interview? I heard him on Howard Stern. I saw the interview that he did yesterday, too, where that came from. I don't even know what that means, 7-gram rocks, because, you know, I'm not really around
I
coke.
don't either.
I guess it's a lot. From what I understand, it's a lot. But
is it a lot? Okay.
So one of the girls said Scarface. One of the girls said Scarface couldn't keep up with Charlie Sheen when she was partying with him, but he says all that's bullshit. And everything that came out before was bullshit that he supposedly said. Even the house, he was going to have a 5,000 square foot house filled up with girls and just be born in it. Have one of every girl, but he says that's bullshit too. So whatever.
You know, though, this is what happens, and this is why you're so lucky you have SVD, and I'm going to bow down to her, and she needs a crown. One of
the many reasons I'm so lucky to have SVD.
Yes. Because she keeps you grounded, and you get VIP treatment. I know that's kind of what.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Right. So
she keeps you grounded. I'm trying to be serious here. Look that up. Roll the serious music.
Oh, are you being like mushy and sentimental?
Yeah, I am just a little bit because she keeps you grounded, and so you don't turn into an ass like him. He has money. He doesn't have anything else to do. He's bored. He doesn't like himself. You know what I mean? And so there you go. That's when
he said he's tired. Yeah, he said he's tired of acting like he's not a fucking huge rock star. That's what he said. I'm tired pretending I'm normal and like I'm not, you know, the fucking huge rock star. He's but you know, fuck, who knows? He's the highest paid sitcom actor ever. So, you know, that's unprecedented ground, and he's quite the eccentric character to be on there handling it. Yeah.
Well, you know,
and people love him when if he does you know, the show's temporarily or indefinitely canceled. If he does get the show back on with him, you know, it'll be the highest rated show ever when it goes back on, right?
Right. It will be. And check this out. You know, he said he was sober for 6 years and he hated every minute of it. And it's not who he is, so that's why he stopped being sober. I mean,
wow.
You know. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, I always understand the argument for sobriety, and I also understand the adult choice, you know, to not be sober. But there's overdoing it. But a lot of people are in his business. Like a lot of the stuff that he's being accused of. So what? So I mean, personally, I mean, like, so what? If he was in Vegas, seen with porn stars, automatically, Dr. Drew's got to come out. Oh my God, that's a bad sign that he's spiraling downwards. Like these. I mean, these are people that are alive. In fact, a huge percentage of L.A. are porn stars. It's all shot in the valley.
Not L.A., it's the valley, honey. Get it straight. Get your demographics straight.
Right. So, like, according to Dr. Drew, hanging out with any girl or knowing anybody that's employed up there in the adult entertainment business, you are spiraling out of control. It's bad. Shame. That's what
she's on the line.
Hey, but go back to what you were saying, Nikki, about something about I get V.I.P. treatment. Oh, you finished it. I give you because I stay grounded. And, yeah. Right.
Well, what I actually meant, since you're barely able to focus on anything I say, is that even though you are at a level of stardom where you could have what you want, and you do get V.I.P. treatment, you stay grounded because it's a TV, you like yourself, you stay fit, you don't get bored enough to do 7-gram rocks. That's what I mean.
I get toxic blood, man.
You're echoing.
It's not me, it's Bruce Jingles.
Is it really? Well, fucking A. What up, Bruce Jingles?
Charlie Sheen, motherfucker!
Hey, Bruce, we lost all the sound bites of you saying, Officer X motherfucker, SVD motherfucker, all of them. We need you to redo them all.
Oh, no worries. I can do that. Dude,
quit bitching.
Charlie Sheen.
Act like I'm asking you to mow my lawn or something. Jeez.
No, I'll do that for sure.
All right. Well, cool. So you've seen a lot of news about Bruce, right? I mean, about Charlie Sheen. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the black Charlie Sheen. I'm Afro Sheen.
Okay, speaking of which, Bruce, since you brought it up, you are a black man, right?
Yes.
Have you been in a position, I'm assuming sometime in your life, where you feel like the service that you got or the treatment that you got from somebody was the way that it was because of you being a black man and not being whatever the majority of the people were there, because that is today's subject. Just all the different treatment that's out there, and it's it could be minorities because of your skin color. I'm sure gay people, they don't have the same rights as everybody else. They can't even marry each other. I don't know why anyone gives a fuck, if they marry each other, but damn it, they don't want them to do that, and I think it's because they say God doesn't want that, and it's all about religion, and that's a whole other subject, but we're talking about different treatments. Myself, I never wait in line. I don't get treated like an A-list celebrity, but I am at a level, where people recognize me everywhere, and so I'm used to getting special treatment. If I go out somewhere, people want to buy me drinks, and if I'm, why is Harry Slash calling here and he's online too? They're both 718. I'm confused. I think we got Harry Slash with us.
It is line 2 that he's on. He's probably calling you to he's here, so. Sorry,
maybe he's saying he can't stick around. I don't know. We'll go to him. But anyway, Bruce,
yes, sir.
So boom, good thing you're calling in. We want to hear from you on your perspective, because Sonia gets both perspective. When she goes out and she's not with me, she gets treated a certain way, and she'll say like there's certain places she doesn't want to go unless she's with me, because then she knows we'll get right in, we'll get treated right, whatever, and that's just something that I'm kind of used to, right, baby?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bruce Jingo.
Yeah, that happens all the time. I've gone to places with you and have been treated better than if I didn't go with you, like the smokeout.
Like the what?
Like when we all went to the smokeout.
Oh, did we get broed out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it happens all the time. I get treated. I hate when people talk to me black, and they don't talk to anyone else black.
What you talking about, Jingles?
Yeah, exactly. See that? You know what I mean? Like they'll say, "Hey, how you doing? How you doing?" They see me, "Hey, what up, dog?" And like,
do they really do that?
Yeah, I fucking hate that. It's annoying.
The T's, which we're gonna give Booker a call later on, or unless he calls in, but didn't Charmel tell you, like, in New York City she couldn't get a cab to stop?
No, I was with her when that happened. It was a horrifying experience and very eye-opening for me.
That happened to me in Texas.
We were together, and Charmel says to me, she says, "Go get us a cab." And I looked at her kind of funny. She was, "The cab won't stop for me. Watch." And she walked up there, and there were all kinds of cabs, and they drove right by her. And I went up there, and hailed a cab. The first cab, he came from 2 lanes over, cut people off. Hits me. Okay, and Charmel was standing back, and I opened the door, and she ran in, and we both got in. Now, based on appearance, she was dressed very classy, business casual. I'm in jeans, flip-flops, tank tops. Out of the 2 of us, I wouldn't have picked me up.
Mm-hmm.
It was very heated when we got in that taxi, to say the least.
Yeah, you know, in Japan, they're allowed to discriminate. Like, that's just okay there, and it takes us a while to get used to that if we're working there regularly. And when I first started going there back in 1993, I used to be really offended because, like, there'd be girls outside of clubs handing out flyers, you know, to everybody, and then, like, me and a couple wrestlers would walk by, and they would just stop and freeze up and look down at the ground. We'd be like, hey, you know, what's in there? You know, what's in there? We wanna go in there, you know, we'll have a drink, whatever. And they'd be like, oh, gaijin nai, which means, you know, you got round eyes, you're not allowed in here. And, you know, I've been pissed. I've seen the other guys that aren't used to that get pissed, like, what? Bullshit. And they slap the flyers out of their hands and shit. Taxis, too, have said that. Gaijin nai. And we're gaijin. In Japan, gaijin is what they call the round eyes, and they're totally allowed to say, no, we don't serve your kind, you know, for whatever reason. I think it's because we're so much bigger than them, and they're especially the wrestlers, and that they're scared. But for whatever reason, they have that right. So I do feel that too. You know, I know what it feels like, and we can't get a cab.
Do you know it?
That's
do you know it now?
We go out in Roppongi, the train stops like at I think 1 o'clock in the morning, and if you don't catch that back to the hotel, you're stuck fighting for a cab or staying out all night until catching that first train at 5:30 in the morning. And all the wrestlers that have ever been to Japan know exactly what I'm talking about. Now go, Bruce, go. What were you saying? Your singles, motherfucker.
I totally forgot what the hell I was gonna say. But you don't feel that. But you don't get that now, do you? Like when you go to Japan, because you're already known, right?
But I mean, those people still aren't gonna know me. You know, like the Mama-san. You know, that's serving the bar to some very Japanese-only place. I don't know. I mean, because when I go out now, I usually go out with someone that's taking care of me, you know, that's a sponsor or some friends, you know, they're going to take care of us that are local and shit. So I really don't go out on that level anymore. But yeah, I mean, as far as getting a cab to stop, yeah, I mean, that would still happen. I mean, a lot of it it's probably because we are known and they know who we are, and the boys have been known to beat the cabs up when they don't stop. Terry Gorey is allegedly one time rolled one of the cabs over on its side, and they didn't like that. And yeah, and then there's that time Mike Lazansky and Corporal Kirshner came out of a bar, and Lazansky said something to a girl, and it offended her boyfriend. So he was coming to Lazansky, and Kirshner, like, bam, knocked him out. They got in Sato's car. Yeah, and Sato was driving him off. Yeah, there wasn't a cab involved there. I thought there was, but no. Sato had the car and drove off, and then they made it like down the road a little bit, and they pulled him over, and Mike Kirshner went to jail for like 6 months from that night, right from that moment.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I guess there wasn't a cab involved there. But yeah, no, they're not. But it's like that everywhere. There's places that like us and places that don't, as far as Japan goes, you know. And especially if you go like around Hiroshima where we blew them up, there's a little more of that, you know. And you know, there's a little history, but whatever. But I guess you know, I don't know. You're a black man, and that doesn't affect anything. It's just people just.
I have a question for Sonia. I have a question for Sonia. Sonia,
is it a black question for Sonia? Because I really want to get.
I have a black question for Sonia. No, being Native American, was that actually your first time seeing out and out racism?
No, it was just we were in New York City. It was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, so you're not thinking you're in the sticks, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very sobering for me because I hadn't seen, unless I go home, I don't see really out-and-out racism in my everyday life.
Yeah, there are clubs in the South that want to book me that I refuse to do. I got asked to do a club in Idaho, and that's Klan country. I ain't going there.
I understand. Okay, when I go home, because my dad is Native American and my mom's white, so my brothers are brown and I look like my mom, so I'm kind of on the white side. Well, whenever we drive somewhere on the res, they always make me drive because I'm the whitest one and I won't get us pulled over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's still today when I go home.
Yeah, racism is racism. The only thing is, my grandmother used to say this. The only thing that isn't racist is death. The only thing that isn't racist is death. That's what my grandmother used to say. That's an old black thing. I don't know.
Okay, well, Bruce Jingles, Harry's Flash, is joining us today. Harry, you haven't been on the radio for fucking ever, dude.
Yeah, I noticed that.
How are you?
Hey, all good, all good. You know, status quo over here. Keeping busy, the screenwriting thing going, doing the monthly indie shows, you know, just keeping busy.
Dude, one of my latest obsession is mobsters. Like, I watch hours and hours of documentaries of mobsters and some reading, too. And I keep thinking, I bet you know all kinds of stuff just because you live in it, because, you know, the Genovese or the Gambino family or whoever probably runs your local fucking liquor stores.
Not to my knowledge. Or
okay.
I don't recall. See, the less I know, the less I have to lie about under oath, so I try not to
There you
find
go.
shit
All
out.
right. Well, GP had said that Tommy G drove him by the steakhouse where John Gotti had Paul Castellano killed, you know, right outside the front. I just kept thinking, like, whenever I see those neighborhoods and those streets, like, I think of all the times you've taken me down them. And I just kind of thought that, you know, you probably knew a lot about that. But anyway, Officer X does. Like, I couldn't believe his knowledge. Like, he totally out-geeked me with all the stories and stuff. And yeah, but also, you know, smartened me up to the fact that they're still very, very active in case, you know, because that's always the big question, like, are there still mobsters around? Because they act like, you know, like they broke them all up in the 80s, but fuck no.
Oh, absolutely.
They're still around, Jack.
Yeah, they're still around and strong. So
who do you think picks up our trash?
I was just about to say that.
Dude, in Milwaukee, I'll tell you this. In Milwaukee, there's a comedy club that's mob-owned.
Sure.
And, yeah, it's, like, serious.
Well, I got to be honest. With all the years that I was in the nightclub business back in the 90s, the mob clubs were more fun than the regular clubs. You can get away with a lot more with the mob clubs because the cops were paid off and they were cool with what was going on.
Yeah, but with mob clubs also, you couldn't fuck up.
Well, there is that too, but as long as you do right by them, they do right by you.
Yeah.
Right on. So, Harry, we're talking today about just, you know, like V.I.P. treatment versus discrimination, you know, front of the line versus get the fuck out and get ignored and whatever. Just how different people get treated different. Myself being a celebrity, and I don't think when I was a kid, you know, I wanted to be a wrestler. I remember I wanted to be a wrestler, and I looked up to and loved these larger-than-life characters, and I wanted to be one of those. But I don't think that I realized, you know, how much different people would treat me from being on TV, and it's kind of like everywhere. Like I'm just used to it, you know. Like I don't think anything about, you know, someone serving us food. What was it? Someone served us something the other day in Subway, and she totally didn't even change her expression on her face or anything. There was no indication whatsoever that she had spotted who I am. She gave us our sandwiches, took our, you know, rang us up, and she goes, "Would you mind if I get a picture with you?" I have that happen a whole lot. I'm just like, okay, sure, boom, I take the picture, and then I don't even talk about it when I leave because that happens everywhere I go. A lot of people, I'm sure, don't get that. I went into the dispensary last night or the night before, and when I go in there, the medical dispensary here, the guy calls the owner, RVD's in here. Okay, we give him whatever he wants. They end up loading me down with freebies, weighing the bag extra, giving me a discount, telling me to pick out a free T-shirt. Now I realize that a lot of people, normal people, I'll say, for lack of a better term.
I can go in there and that wouldn't happen.
Right, but and to further, that thought pattern, something that a lot of people in my position probably don't realize is that for a lot of normal people, they never get that. They don't get recognized and loved everywhere they go, and they don't have thousands of people cheering for them and shit like that. So that's why I know how little things that seem real little to me can be really, really big and important to other people. A little birthday party, shit like that. I mean, I understand that, even though my feelings on it aren't the same.
Well, have you ever come across negative treatment because you were a wrestler? Because a lot of people do look down on professional wrestling.
Especially now, Hollywood still has a negative image on it ever since the Benoit tragedy made the big news. So they're still shy about a lot of projects, that were in the works. I don't feel like so much negative. I mean, sometimes, if someone just says something like, I don't watch it, or something like that, I mean, that feels a little negative. Like, well, you didn't have to say that, motherfucker. I mean, I know you don't watch it, or you know who I am. That's the thing, you don't even have to tell them you don't watch it if you don't know who I am. But sometimes, I mean, they might not expect as much, out of you, as far as intelligence, but for the most part, no, I've been doing it so long that I think a lot of people that know me know a lot more about me because I've been so open and so and it put so much energy into expressing myself outside of the ring. So I feel like a lot of people, if they know me, it's not just because they saw me last night on TV. It's still. Sometimes people know me from my movie only, which always freaks me. Hey, you're an actor, right? I saw your movie. That always pops me. But yeah, and then, if they know me, people say, "Hey, man, I appreciate what you do for advocating," and shit like that. And it's like, shit. We went into this cannabis shop, the world famous Portland cannabis shop in Portland, Oregon, and we just happened to stop in there, and they had a Rob Van Dam table, and I was like, and they were like, hey, yeah, come on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and what was cool, though, was they had a table with a glass on it, and under the glass was photos of me, but it wasn't photos of me in the ring. It was photos of me advocating. It was photos of me speaking, like at the Normal Conference in San Francisco and shit like that. A total different side of me, and so, to answer your question about do I get negative, I'm sure I do, probably, but not very much, and nothing even really comes to mind right now.
Well, times have changed a little bit. I mean, if you go back to when we were in ECW, there was a lot of things we did that they just didn't want us there just because it was professional wrestling. Whether it be a venue that we were working in or like a club we'd go to or bar we'd go to after a show, they kind of looked down, and it kind of started turning around when wrestling started breaking mainstream again around 98.
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever, and I understand that too. It's not somebody's thing, they don't like it or respect it. That's fine. Of course I understand. There's a lot that I don't understand or respect that other people do, but I'll try not to hate on them. But I totally understand, especially if someone's used to, like some of the guys we had back in the old ECW, Harry. I mean, can you imagine if you're, what are you going to think if you're at the bar and some, whoever, some 170-pound kid comes up to you like Spike Dudley and he's like, yeah, I'm a pro wrestler. I mean, what are you going to think about the business?
Yeah, not much. But then again, you got the opposite side of the coin where some of the more colorful-looking characters and hardcore-looking characters were floating around, and people just looked at them like they were Neanderthals, but they were very intelligent people.
Right. So what's your perspective, like from Harry Slash's life, as far as people being treated different? I mean, I know you've been on stage performing with the bands, and you see, the hot girls get pushed to the front and groupie treatment, whatever. that's blatant, like choosing a preference. But I understand that too, if that's what the deal is. What I don't understand is like how a Hooters girl can get pregnant and then try and sue for discrimination because she's pregnant. It's a job where you're supposed to look hot and wear tight clothes, and if you get pregnant, and that's going to...
her boobs get bigger when she's pregnant. They didn't hire her for anything but her boobs.
Just her boobs, though? Come on.
Sure.
No, I mean that's a good point for they get bigger for a while, but then seriously, like a real big pregnant, or it happened at a strip club too.
Yeah, that's bad. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, come on, do you really have an argument there? I mean, that's what that's.
It would be the same way, though. You know what? If I was the attorney, this was the argument I would use. If you got hired as a woman, to be a minor, and you got pregnant, you'd have to be fired because you can't lift the machinery. All right, there you go.
Yeah, but when Hooters hires a woman to be basically an object of desire that serves you your food, and they become pregnant and the belly becomes extended, they're no longer the object of desire that they were hired for. Now, I'm not saying it's correct. It's just the way it is. If you get hired to be a model in an art gallery and they want a perfect body and you get pregnant, well, you're no longer the perfect model.
That's true. That's true, Harry Slash. So there's really no argument there. I don't think. It's just everybody gets different treatment, and they're used to just that. All over the news today is the clearance of that church that hated on the gay funeral. The guy had to bury his Marine son who had died, and the church was picketing with a banner with picket signs that said God's glad your son's dead, God hates fags, and it was just horrible. They hate, and this poor guy's got to bury his kid. Well, there was a lawsuit going back and forth. And they actually decided that because of the freedom of speech, they have the right to do that. So it's a victory for the haters. And I understand they might not be violating anything legal, but morally, come on. I mean, how could you can't get much lower.
There was one judge that went on the other side, and he's been getting crucified in the press because he sided with the family. The rest sided with the church or whatever.
Again, that guy, if he feels like they did something illegal, then where do you draw the lines on, freedom of speech? And
well, there's no saying that says I may not agree with what you have to say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it.
Right.
But this country was built on that. You can't turn around and be selective as to who's got freedom of speech. Then the next thing you know, you're going to be getting selective as to who's got freedom of religion, freedom of expression. It's a double-edged sword that, there's a reason why the KKK and the Nazi Party are allowed to have parades, because the Shriners and everybody else are allowed to have parades. You can't choose, unfortunately. All you can do is, turn your back and not watch when, the Nazis are marching down their street.
Yes.
Absolutely, dude.
Amen.
You're right.
And what Sonia was saying before, hey, I've been living in New York my whole life, and it's like an unwritten rule. A black person will always have trouble getting a cab in New York, which is kind of odd considering 90% of the cab drivers are from some oppressed Middle Eastern nation.
Yeah, I noticed that too, and I was kind of rude with the cab driver when I got in the cab because I was very upset. And if that's an unwritten rule, then shame on New York.
I agree totally.
Here, Harry, so I have no problem at all. I hate New York City. This has nothing to do with you. This has to do with my experiences with them, all right? So I can get a cab all day long. I walk 2 skins, put my hand up, get a cab 5 in a row. But you know what those motherfuckers do? Because they can tell I'm not from New York City, I may be needing to go 2 blocks, they drive me 3 miles.
Yeah, right.
I hate that. And I don't have to get going. See, rude.
I have Harry Slash to take me around, so luckily I don't have that problem.
Well, we got to run around in Thailand. We were in Bangkok.
Oh, yeah, but those people, they're working so hard for 10 cents a day. I felt bad.
But we would know the route to the mall and back to the hotel because we've done it every day, or to the gym and back. And every once in a while, a cabbie would fucking take us all over town. So, oh no, this way better. End up costing 4 times as much. Absolutely.
Well, next time I go to New York City, I will call Harry.
You got it.
Okay.
But then again, Nikki, you get out of speeding tickets just by showing your breastages to the cops, too.
Shut up. Whatever.
We need Officer X for a confirmation on that. I wonder if he's ever had that.
Oh, you would. He would confirm.
Yeah, he's going to be calling in a little while, actually, so hang out for Officer
I have a question from chat, and I'm trying to pay attention to you, even though you don't pay attention to me in AIM. And I am the producer extraordinaire, and you are the fabulous superstar. The question from chat is, I don't make this shit up either, when are you going to do Dancing with the Stars?
I ask that question every season.
Yeah, Harry, you saw that Chris Jericho is going to be on the next season, right?
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's hard for me to imagine him dancing, but I know he's got to be musical because he has that band and shit. So I guess he probably dances. But
you've admitted that you're like the least musical person among us.
Well, I so am, and people don't realize that. They think I would be graceful because I do a high spin kick or some shit. But believe me, I would do horribly on Dancing with the Stars. It would be the most awkward, uncomfortable thing I could do. Next to I don't know, a gay love scene on TV for my parents to watch. I don't know.
I just can't imagine it. I mean, I do. It makes me laugh, but yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong, homos, with what you do, but it's not something I'm into.
Well, it would depend on how it's filmed. If it's tastefully done.
We didn't even dance for a wedding reception.
We didn't. We did slow dance, didn't we?
Did we?
I can slow dance.
You can.
Kind of. We did, sort of. Hold each other and rock back and forth on your feet.
That was your slow dance. There was no...
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. I scored. Look at me. Woohoo. Obviously, whatever I did worked.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
All right.
Hey, as far as Charlie Sheen goes, personally, I think this is just a giant work. When he was on CNN doing the interview, he mentioned doing a movie about 4 or 5 times. I think this is just a giant ploy to get himself back into huge, big-budget feature films.
Either way, he's nuts, dude. He passed the drug test, so he's not on anything, but he's talking like he's super, super amped up on something crazy, and he doesn't sleep. Like he's doing these interviews or texting at 2 in the morning. Well, like me too. I mean, I'm up at those weird hours too, but it's crazy. He was doing Howard Stern at 6 in the morning, and he was so amped up. I don't know. He's definitely crazy a little bit, but Maddie from fucking UK, what do you think?
He's a crazy son of a bitch.
Indeed. How do you handle guys like that over there across the pond?
We don't, because we don't have anybody that fucking insane.
You got everybody under control over there. All right. Well, fucking hey, man. Where are you at? You're in England, right?
Yeah, not too far away from where you wrestled last month. Not last month, 2 months ago now.
Right on. And you were there, Maddie. You were there.
I was there.
Yeah, that was an awesome show.
And I think your guy JB's over here right now, but he's too far away from me, the little prick.
Oh. All right. Well, hey, you sound like shit. Like your voice is all crackling up and shit.
I'll call back.
Hey, that's actually way better, man. Much improvement. Nikki Starr, give that an improvement rating of 1 to 10. Give her a time.
Sorry. I stayed muted. Go check 1, 2 for me, Maddie.
Oh! Check 1, 2.
It's still kind of... Yeah,
okay, cool. All right, dude. So when you're over there in England, they don't make fun of the way you talk because everybody talks funny over there, huh?
It's not. You talk funny, Rob. You talk funny.
I I do, but if anybody treats me different, if anyone treats me different, it's just smiling. They might be thinking inside, what a dumbass, but they smile like, oh, he talks different.
Yeah, because if they say anything different to you, you're gonna spin kick them in the face.
Right, dude. So that just kind of works for both of us, man. How about how about the subject of the day, unequal treatment? You probably more of a regular guy, I would think, than a celebrity. Do you have a Do you have
I'm
a
a celebrity in my own head.
Yeah. Oh, I'm wrong. Okay, you get the celebrity treatment.
Yeah, in my own head.
All right. Well, is there places you go where you have certain hookups, maybe, where other people are paying full price and fucking, hey, man, you're in tight with the owner, man. He gives you a good deal?
Not so much, but I am a video game reviewer, so I get free video games.
Free video games. Well, all right. I mean, that's fucking gold to a lot of people.
True. And what the first video game I got for free happens to be one that you somehow got yourself into behind the backs of everyone, SmackDown vs. Raw 2011.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. I signed that contract before I went to TNA. TNA doesn't have a video game, so there was no conflict. So I just did it. Hey, you still sound like crap, but it's
I'll
okay.
call back, dude.
Hold on a second and make room for my next guest, Fonzie Daddy. What up, Fuzz?
Hey, Daddy. Life is good here in Tampa Bay.
Awesome. We haven't talked to you in a minute.
I know. I miss you guys a lot, too, RVD. I miss you guys. I miss the Indian Princes. I miss the RVD Radio, of course. I missed it last time a couple of weeks ago. Sorry about that, Daddy.
No, it's all good, man. Let's just do it right here then. Fucking hey. I'm glad everything's good. We haven't been doing a whole lot of shows, just the last one that you missed was the first one we had done in a couple of months, actually. I went overseas. I was gone the whole month of January, traveling all over the fucking globe. And then in February, still some traveling back and forth. Actually, last week, TNA took the TV taping on the road. This is like a huge special deal because they always do it at Universal Studios in Orlando, which I love. I love it. It's easy. I love the routine, hanging out down there. But they went to Fayetteville, North Carolina, they meaning we, and had a huge house just like we had overseas, like arena full of people, high up in the bleachers, screaming.
Wow, that's great.
Overseas had, I think, more energy, but as far as the way the people that were there, you know how every town has like their own kind of energy, but this is going to look really good on the TV show tomorrow. People that are used to seeing those 1,000 people in the red seats down there, bleachers down there at TNA, or whatever color they are. They're not red. Whatever the fuck color they are. Anyway, boom! Big arena, so expect a big change. That should look pretty cool on TV. And it was an awesome experience. I don't know if they're going to start doing that or not, but back on a pretty regular schedule now, Fonzie. So glad to be back. Daddy. Let's do some of these shows. And, cool, Shelly's in, Django's in. We got a bunch of calls. Fonzie, before I go to those calls, let me get your input real quick. Did I tell you what we're talking about today?
I got a little bit from Nikki, a little bit about special treatment, about prejudice, about double.
You're the king of hooking people up with special treatment, man. You'll go to the hotel and you'll talk to the front desk and you'll say, let me talk to the manager. Is there anything you can do, man? We got Rob Van Dam coming in. He's been traveling, so his back's going to be sore. He needs a big, nice bed, suite if you could do it. He needs a lot of room, and they wouldn't get tickets and boom. You're all about that, Daddy.
I'm real good at that, and I like it. It's like a special challenge because if you don't ask, you don't receive. And it's not like I take advantage. A lot of people don't do it. They say, Fonzie, what are you doing with the coupon? Or how'd you get that room at the Marriott? It's $210. You got it for $89. How do you do that? I don't know. It's just it's fun, and it's a challenge. And if you don't ask, you don't receive, Daddy. I love doing shit like that. And for myself, it's got myself in a lot of back doors and front row seats and all kind of good stuff. So I take advantage of it. It's not because I'm a former WWF superstar or WCW or ECW superstar. I mean, that helps a little bit, but, you know, I'm just basically a normal guy, basically, but, you know.
Right, so like if you're just at Home Depot picking up some lumber, for the most part, sometimes you're just a regular dude. You got to wait forever for someone to come and help you, just like everybody else. But sometimes, you know, when you're traveling with the guys and you're stopping and getting the restaurants and you see everybody marking out and stuff, I mean, you get to see both sides of the fence, right?
Exactly, and it's fun. I like it. I've seen a lot of it. Hell yeah, I've seen a lot of it. A lot of people do get special treatment. You know what? How I kind of picked up on it, really, it was through the business. You know what I mean? Because I was traveling around the world with these guys that are, you know, 6'4", 6'5", 300 pounds, blonde hair, the boys. You know what I mean? And of course, I'm a small guy. I wouldn't get recognized, so I got tired of walking into the hotel lobby with 5 of the boys and everybody, oh, Hulk Hogan over, Hulk Hogan up. You know what I mean? And I'm at the end of the line, oh, can I help you? And then I had to, as soon as I started dressing the part, dressed nice, wore the Rolex, nice boots and all that, I used to get the same treatment. You know what I mean? But it was fun, RVD.
Yeah, for sure, man. Is it right? Or is it not fair? Because sometimes, like, I get this.
No, it's right. It's right. A lot of people do get mad. Like a friend of mine's wife, me and him are kind of alike. Actually, you met him, my cousin. He refereed with us a little bit in ECW. Lives in Tampa, and he works a little bit like me. You know what I mean? If you don't ask, you don't receive. And she used to get high at him, but I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Too bad.
Right. But
it's not like I'm stepping on somebody's toes and taking something away from somebody. You know, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be the opportunist and be the bad guy. You know what I mean? Like, get the room and the other guy doesn't get a room. I'm not like that. You know what I mean? But
yeah, totally. Okay. Well, hold on a second, Fonzie, because I want to go to the callers real quick here. But let me share this, because sometimes special treatment ain't right. I get this almost every week because I fly all the time on Delta. I know some of the guys at TSA, you know, 'cause I just see them all the time, and for some reason those guys always seem to be fans anyway. But a lot of times there'll be a big security line, and they'll grab me to bring me to the front. Do I do it? Fuck yeah, if the line's really big. But if it's something where I'm like six people away from the belt when they see me, and they want to grab me and they want me to just walk, you know, like 10, 12 feet and cut right in front of the other people, I don't have the balls to do that. Like, oh, excuse me, I'm more important than you. Hold on. I mean, that's like, you know, unless I'm gonna, you know, maybe miss my flight and it's really tight. Otherwise, I'm always like, no, I appreciate it. They're like, oh, I'm trying to hook you up. I get it.
I know exactly what you mean.
Trying to give me the special treatment, but, you know, I'll wait the additional 3 minutes, you know. And then I usually regret it because they're being real slow. One time, I was with WWE boys. We were at a gate waiting to board a plane, and then when they finally opened the door, they let the WWE guys board first. And there was a bunch of old people. I mean, a bunch of them. And they were like in wheelchairs and crutches and shit. And they let all the boys get on first. And I felt bad about that. When I got on, I was even saying to the guys, man, this ain't right, you know, whatever. But on top of that, the guys all sat in the front of the plane. I'm like, guys, come on, at least let the fucking old people sit in the front. What the fuck? And some of them moved back and some of them didn't, you know. And I was like, dude, whoever feels like they're entitled to that above the respect of the elders, I think that's a judgment call I don't agree with.
Right. I never take advantage of the situation, just like you described, to getting the old people and putting them up front. No, I'm with it because that's bad karma. You know what I mean? Totally. I never take advantage of unnecessarily. You know what I mean? I hate that.
All right, Fonzie. Well, I'm going to go to Shelly Martinez. Thank you for calling RVD, Shelly.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Happy March 2nd, 2011.
Hey, you too, man. You too. You know, it's
It's been an interesting day for me, but, you know, I'm here. We get back on your show, which is always a fun time, so pun intended.
RVD Radio, I love it.
So your topic today is something that I really have an opinion on, because I know typically speaking people would think, okay, you know, Shelly looks the way she does, I'm sure, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. Much like you guys are saying, like, there's a difference between getting certain fun opportunities like that and then taking them and then taking advantage of them. And there's a lot of you know, people out there that feel that kind of, especially to the girl. This is my bone to pick. The girls out there that do get the hookups and all these different things, there's a definite price for a lot of that. So then when said opportunities come to me, the people ask shady things of me to get those opportunities. And so it's kind of like the special treatment that some girls take, whether it's in wrestling, in acting, or just even in that.
I'm trying to follow you here, but I think you're talking about advancing in a profession or in a corporate environment or something like that, right?
Well, the thing is no matter what, because I know people might think I'm just talking about wrestling, but even way before wrestling existed for me, and, you know, I was just on the indies and I had to have real jobs and things like that, I still experienced what people would think, oh, you know, she looks this way, so she's going to get this special treatment. But in reality, when those special treatments come to me, it's like I'm not willing to go there for that. So instead of them saying, okay, no problem, if you're going to work hard, then that's the only way you're going to get whatever, instead it's like, oh, really? Okay, back of the line, all the hard work you just did, throwing it out the window because we want this. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of one of those things where, you know.
So in other words, hot girls don't just get a free pass. They're expected. Something's expected in return.
A lot of times, you know, like and the reason why I say this isn't because I'm a Miss Know-It-All or anything. It's out of experience and just from back in the day when I had those like really nerdy jobs to pay the bills to having, you know, really cool jobs like wrestling or acting or whatever. You know, things definitely, like, I was so naive and young, so I'm over here thinking I'm just being nice. I have no interest in anything else except getting along with people, having, you know, a fun time if we can while working. And unbeknownst to me,
unbeknownst to you?
Yes, unbeknownst to me, I was being perceived as kind of put in a category that I didn't want to belong to. And when people started to give me special treatment, especially when I was really young and starting my whole career, I thought people were being nice to me. Oh, it's because of me. It's deep down inside. They think I'm cool. No, they wanted to sleep with me. And when those opportunities came to me, I lost opportunities. And like I said, that goes from either in just the normal everyday workforce 9-to-5 job to entertainment. It exists everywhere. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there too. You know, the whole, yes, there is definite special treatment people can get, but there's also that special treatment that people take and then they ruin it for everyone else who maybe doesn't want to go there.
So they set the standards of expectations.
Yes, and I don't think people understand that part, that, like, you know, because I definitely didn't. When I saw different people getting treated a certain way, I thought, oh, they really worked hard to achieve, you know, where they're at, and that's what you get. When you work hard and then you conquer your goals, then, you know, you get these little perks. That's where my mindset was, and I didn't realize that that's not always, sometimes it is, and that's fun, like, you know, like, especially like you guys were saying, you don't take advantage. It's nothing like you're putting anyone out. It's just something like a way people like to show you appreciation for whatever you do. I'm not dogging that, trust me.
Right.
But I'm just
right, and that's what it is. I mean, you know, I won't take advantage to an extent if I really feel like it's putting someone out, but I will cut in the line like a motherfucker if it's a big line. You know, I won't, I mean, I never, almost ever. I hate waiting in line, and I almost never have to deal with it. But once in a while, I'll get put in the back of the line, and I just feel like, I think I do. Yeah, I do get kind of devious, and I would say I have like a I feel like a perhaps false sense of entitlement there, but it's just where I'm like,
calm down, honey, it's okay.
Right. But, then I kind of justify it by saying, I don't know. I don't want to say social status, but that's just how I'm going to equate, being on TV to being not on TV. I'm just saying that is something that, like Shelly says, it's something I worked hard for and still work my ass off for. So that's one of the perks of the position that I'm in. So.
Well, I agree. I just don't think, the teen mom that's on TMZ for beating up her boyfriend for being a teen mom on some stupid show that's creating more teen moms should get special treatment at all.
Right. She doesn't deserve to be a celebrity. Hey, how about this? Were you with me, baby, when somewhere I was on a roller coaster and we went through the roller coaster and when we stopped, it was fun. I wanted to do it again.
Yes.
So they just let it go again and everybody else had to wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Where was that? You have to tell us. What ride was it?
I have no idea.
Universal. So I think it was the Incredible Hulk, the one that shoots you out right away.
Maybe.
Spider-Man.
No, Hulk is the roller coaster. Spider-Man's a little interactive inside gimmick. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So but it does go through my mind that those people got to wait. But they got water.
Well, I was watching 30 Rock last night, or I was catching up on it, and one of the things that a character that plays a airline pilot says is, we always tell them 30 minutes just because people don't get too uncomfortable with that. And it started to make me think about all my airport experiences and 30 minutes. And I was thinking, wait a second, are you telling me something here? Because that totally makes sense. So,
Right.
We have their waters. It's 30 minutes anyway, so I get it.
Right, that's it. Oh, shit, I was trying to take this. I want to let this caller in here because it's my good friend Dango who I asked to call in. What up, Dang Starr?
What up, Rob? How the hell are you?
Yeah, I just said a Dangster. It's a long story.
Okay.
Very, very good. Sorry, Shelly. I just want to let him on so he doesn't hang up because he's been on hold.
No.
I was only 30 minutes from hanging up. Just get in on that.
See?
Right. So, I gave you a heads up too, Dango, on what our subject was going to be. It's not like everywhere I go, like I get love from everybody, but it's like, I almost sometimes I feel like I manifest it. If okay, hold on, let me make eye contact with these guys and see if anyone working here recognizes me. I do shit like that, but we're in Vegas. And we go to a strip club where they go nude, but they serve alcohol at the ones that are topless. The ones that are nude, there's no alcohol. But it's just like during Prohibition, if I went in there, hey, RVD, don't worry about it, man. We got our own stuff back here. Can I pour you a drink? I'm like, wow. Everyone else in the club is drinking Coke, and here I am drinking whatever this guy made me. And it's like that's something that happens often enough to where it's part of my regular lifestyle. To someone like you, Dango, you're not a celebrity, but you're probably locally like a local hero. Like you were saying, being a fireman has its perks, and plus you're, a character with your bodybuilding and everything. I bet there's places you go where you get discounts or you get special treatment, right?
Well, absolutely. And actually, I like what Fonzie said earlier about a lot of it. You just surprised them about how much perks or whatever you can get just by asking. But yeah, true enough. There's like the town I live in. I don't worry too much about speeding or anything like that. Not that I fly through the city or anything, but I know I can probably get away with 5 or 10 miles and over, just because I know I can pull my badge out if it happens.
You know what? Let me let this guy on right now. We lost the Officer X motherfucker soundbite, but we have this one that we have now. Yeah, bad cop back, baby. I got a whole bunch of people on the line right now, but Officer X, you're on. Are you with us, dude?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. A lot of times you're not there when I let you on. You let me down, so I had to check with you.
You know that.
Say you're off duty and you're driving through the next town over, and you get pulled over for speeding, the cop realizes, oh, it's Officer X, he's a fellow cop. You get special treatment?
I usually get a professional courtesy. I don't know if I'd call it special treatment.
That's special treatment.
That's definitely special treatment. No one else is going to get away with that. Why is that courtesy?
If you go to a Ring of Honor show, you don't pay to get in, right? Or if you go to a WWE one, even though you work for TNA, you don't pay to get in. You get a professional courtesy, correct?
That qualifies as special treatment. I get to go backstage too.
Professional courtesy.
I like that, professional courtesy.
How you been, Shelly?
Good. How about you?
It's still special treatment.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Professional courtesy is the word for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like anything, Rob. I mean, if you're in the hair salon business, usually if you go to someone else's salon, you get hooked up. If you're in the restaurant, you trade. And everyone kind of takes care of each other. Is the way things go.
So you don't have to be a celebrity
to
have special treatment. You know, it's all in the relationships, huh?
Yeah, no, I've been with you. I kind of like the RVD Express line. It works out pretty well. more often than not, you know?
Yeah, but professional courtesy means no one else will get that treatment. That's just not necessarily true. You know, there's people that get in free to WWE events that aren't wrestlers.
True that.
They get off of speeding tickets that aren't, you know, cops or other public safety.
Yeah, but I mean,
special treatment is great. Don't get me wrong.
But you're a firefighter, correct?
Yes.
So anywhere you go in the country, say what state you live in?
Georgia.
Say Georgia. Say you're traveling and you're going through Florida and you're traveling by yourself and you need a place to crash. They'll let you sleep in a firehouse more often than not, right?
Most likely.
Right. It's a professional courtesy. It ain't a hookup. It's something that they do for each other.
Generally speaking.
Yeah, but wait. But isn't every hookup? I mean, you said professional courtesy is just something they do for each other, but isn't every special treatment just something someone does for people? I mean, I'm at a restaurant with Sean Stasiak. This is probably, I don't know, this is 10 years ago anyway. We were with WWE, and I traveled with Stasiak. I'm at a Japanese restaurant, and we eat our food, both of us, and when we go to leave, they come over to me, and they say the owner took care of your bill. Not Sean's, but mine. Oh, he was pissed. He was so pissed, you know, and it was like, and I was like, Sean, man, I was trying to explain to him, I go, dude, sometime we'll be somewhere that it's a big fan of yours, whatever. Not that would happen, but I said, no, but it might, come on. I just said to him, I understand, fans tell me all the time, they say, hey, I just appreciate what you do, and I want to pay you back for entertaining me. I mean, that's kind of how I see that.
Well, absolutely. That's the biggest thing is the difference between what irritates me is special treatment's great, but the sense of entitlement really irritates the piss out of me. You know, again, speaking from my experience, I know there's firefighters out there that have gotten speeding tickets from cops, and they get all over the cops over it, you know, get pissed off and jacked up all about it, and I think that's just fucked up. Because just because you wear a badge in whatever form or fashion doesn't automatically assume that you get special treatment. You know what I'm saying? And just because you're a wrestler doesn't mean that you ought to get, you know, a free dinner. Just because you're whatever,
right,
doesn't mean you ought to get it. You ought to accept the gifts that are given to you, and that's great. Be gracious about it. But don't go in anywhere expecting shit.
Right. That's where some people get big-headed when they just expect it and they feel that's more of feeling like they're entitled to it. I don't, you know, like when I'm on the road and I go to a gym, 99% of the time, well, I don't know if I go 100 times, that's a lot, but usually I don't pay, you know, when I go to a gym. If I do get charged sometime, big deal, here's your $10 or whatever. I feel like, you know, in the average, it's going to work out way in my favor. And so I'm always happy when someone says, oh, yeah, don't worry about it, come on in. You know, I'm all, oh, hey, thanks a lot. I'm never like, yes, that's right, because I'm on TV, you know? Right.
I have my hand up. May I say something? I really like the word professional. What did you say, Officer X? I'm sorry, what did you say again?
Professional
courtesy.
Like he was saying, I had to be on his side because a little bit. Because what he's saying is like, you know, if you are working in restaurant business and you go to another restaurant, whatever. And so there's this thing there. And I kind of think what that thing is not so much like, oh, let me hook you up. It's more like it's you all, going back to working hard, you all kind of identify with each other in whatever that field is, whether you're the policeman, the restaurant guy, or whatever. So it's kind of like, just not like it's owed or you expect it. It just is kind of thing, whereas like being a talent, going to a restaurant, you're not in the restaurant business, but you're still getting that perk. You see, so I'm kind of seeing this whole professional thing that you're talking about, Officer X. I like it.
No, it's true though. I mean, I don't know. I mean, even like I used to be a bartender one time. Whenever I go into places, I tip well because I know it's just how people make their living, and it's you appreciate what they do, so you give them some courtesy, and it's just I don't know. A little goes a long way, but I mean, entitlement doesn't. You shouldn't walk into the place and say, I'm RVD, I get hooked up, I don't pay here. That's being an asshole. But I mean, if they want to hook you up because it's good for business to have celebrities in their place, then you should take it.
I remember when I was 2001.
Courtesy, that's the word. Sorry.
Yeah. In 2001, when I came to WWE, me and Dreamer went there together, and I remember us having a conversation, and I was, like, it was something to the effect of, like, yeah, man, I was at Waffle House, and someone like grabbed my bill until they wanted to, and they totally, so people know us from ECW too, man. I mean, that's, they know us coming in already from ECW, and Tommy was like, yeah, and like he made it like it sound like it was already planned out, like there was stages. He was like, yeah, he goes, now that we're here, he goes, we're just at the level where we're free meal status. That's what he said. As if there was something to progress to, and he said if you're a big enough star, you get to free hotel. He said before we were free workout status, and then you get the free workout, free protein, free can status, and free meal status, free hotel status, free rent a car if you're bad enough.
The funny thing is, like Sonny said a few weeks ago when she was on the air, she goes, yeah, the hookups all seem to come when you're on top, but when you need it, nobody wants to hook you up anymore.
Right. It's like, yeah, someone said that in an interview a long time ago. The more money you make, the less people want you to spend it. Something like that. Yeah. It's all love, though. Go ahead, Nikki Starr. Bring it.
This is, just in case anybody wants to know, this is producer Nikki. All right, I have a couple questions for Shelly. And then I have one for you from the chat, and I know. And she's actually reading the chat laughing, so we're going to put a few together and make it into one that's presentable. All right. Oh, hey, here's one that's good. Brittany wants to know what your favorite band is. See? Say that one on the air.
That went so hard because there's so much good music out there. Because I definitely like old classic, like, Jethro Tull and Jimi Hendrix. Doors.
Oh, girl.
But then I also like 80s hair metal, like Motley Crue and all this, and then I like punk rock, like the Ramones, and then I love actually Martini Lounge music, like Henry Mancini. He's like one of the best composers. So I just love good tunes, man.
Hey, you know what? I just have to say something. Well, first of all, you're hot. Okay, and I can.
Yeah, girl on girl love.
Shut up.
Yay. Big fan.
Happening. She is, but she's so smart and intelligent and well-spoken, and I love that. It's such a letdown sometimes.
You want to know what you're doing Saturday night.
No, I don't.
Better talk.
Go on. Yes, I agree.
Blog Talk dating game.
Okay, why can't I just tell her something nice?
You can.
Yeah, hater.
Keep talking.
Think some more haterade over there, fellas.
I know, right?
Start at the brain and work your way down.
It's awesome to have her on because we hear all the testosterone all the time, and it's usually me, and then halfway through the show, SVD, who offer the ladies view. And so, thank you, Shelly. It's great for you to be on.
No problem.
And then I have...
Time.
What, Rob, what?
I was just telling Tanya, see how important you are to the show, Nikki? That's the point I always try to make. Like, it adds a lot to it to have girls' voices on there. And
yes.
Nikki said that, how come you come in halfway through the show all the time, Tanya?
Because I got a life. I got shit to do.
There you go.
Oh, come on, Sonia. How are you?
What the?
All right.
All right, and then I do have another question. Besides, by the way, this is a new segment of our show because Rob and I are trying to keep it very structured. Can you tell?
Somewhat. Go into the chat room. Use their. You don't have to tell them that. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. You got another question from the chat room? Bust it.
Yes. Okay. It's from a guest. He didn't give me his name, but he is a semi. Let's see. How am I going to put this?
Semi truck driver. A semi truck driver. A semi-erect, dysfunctional.
Semi-intelligent.
Semi-celebrity.
Oh.
I
Okay.
don't know what that means, but he wants to know, how do you feel about the fans bugging you when you're trying to do everyday things like eat out with your friends? For him, he feels like he has to be nice because of all the special treatment.
Yeah, well, I think, that typically I'm probably a pretty, nice guy anyway, so I find that I'm very approachable to fans because they always come up to me, just 2 hours ago I was at a taco place eating tacos and these three dudes went by and I see that they're talking about me and looking at me, and then eventually they come over and they're like, hey man, can we get a picture of you, man? And I'm eating my tacos, like in the middle of eating it, so usually if I'm somewhere where I think they're hanging out and they're eating at the next table, I'll say, dude, can you wait till I'm done eating? But these guys, they were walking on by, so I got up, we took the picture, I did the knuckle pump, whatever, so hit. I didn't want to shake their hand because I'm eating fucking tacos, but whatever. I want for some reason, no matter how famous you get or whatever, you're still a person. You still have the same, the same securities or insecurities or whatever. And it's still important to me that when people walk away from me, I want them to have a good experience. It would bother me if people were like, yeah, I met RVD, he's an asshole in person. And there's probably, one or two people out there that do have that opinion. How can anybody not have someone that doesn't like him? And especially as vocal as I am about marijuana, I'm sure there's a lot of them, but I don't want that. And and if someone that met me in person, they meet the real me. So I think it's about that. If you're really an asshole, then they'll probably get that vibe off you too.
You are the motherfucking Antichrist!
You remember where you come from, you remember what it was like to be one of those people marking out. I think it's very important for you, is that you remember what it's like to be marking out for someone and then, being shit on because of it.
Absolutely. Dango and I, when we were in high school, and before, we used to hang out to watch the wrestlers come in at the Kellogg Center in Battle Creek.
And I've seen the pictures to prove it.
Yeah. I had them up at my photo gallery before my webmaster crashed my photo gallery. By the way.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
So, by the way, I got a new web guy, big plans. We're going to start doing updates again and get the website fresh, starting immediately. So, pretty stoked about that, and that'll give me more reasons to do the radio show, so I have more shit to plug. So, we'll stay in contact a lot more than we used to. And this next guy, Little Larry. The evil elf, Little Larry. Are you bringing chaos onto my show, Little Larry?
He brings chaos.
I have arrived. RVD, what's happening?
Good. He spreads evil, disaster, and chaos.
Is that true, Little Larry?
You know what? I cause no trouble. Only when I'm around you, Rob.
Is that true?
Alcohol and Larry is trouble.
Will you stop with that?
I used to say the same thing.
Well, I need to get smoked out a little bit more, I guess, then, so I can calm down.
Hey, man, as long as you got a game plan.
Rob, whatever you want, we'll do it. I'm in it to win it. Let's
Shelly
go.
Martinez is on the line, and she doesn't need you spilling your drinks all over her.
Oh, boy.
Little Larry, what's going on, dude?
I'm hanging and waiting for you to ask me a question. Go ahead, I'm ready.
Okay, cool. So we got a topic on today's show, and we got a bunch of people on the line, a bunch of people waiting to talk still, and we're talking about unequal treatment. There's just different people get different opportunities throughout the day. Now, Little Larry, when I'm with you, do special treatment, and you try to take advantage of that. You try to get me to go with you into places so that we can get hookups. You know, whether it's just love in any form that it comes. You know, from the doorman or from the club or from whatever. So you know what I'm talking about. Larry. Little Larry, we call him, because he's a little dude. You're like 98 pounds today.
No, I'm up to 107, Rob.
Okay, 107 today. All right. So
I gained some weight.
Well, all right,
I've been hanging and banging. Let's go.
My question for you, little Larry, is being like a smaller dude, how is it throughout your day as far as like people treating you different, you maybe not getting some of the same opportunities as somebody else would get, and and I can imagine where that'd be a problem when you're trying to grab the sugar off the top shelf, but please be a little more attentive.
Go ahead, Rob. Keep talking. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Damn it.
You know our top shelves are empty because I can't reach them.
Share, little Larry, share.
Well, you know what? Every time I walk down the street, I seem to get recognized, which is nice. You know, every time I go somewhere, even if I'm wearing a mask, they'll say I'm dressed up as a superhero. I still get recognized.
Up on Hollywood Boulevard, and we would walk around and do the rounds, and everybody, you get a little bit of VIP treatment, Larry. The bouncers all know you. They all get a kick out of you. And, you shake their hands, and even if you don't know somebody, you go up to them and say, hey, it's me again. And then for some reason, people are taken by you.
When you're
got
walking
this
down the
charm
street,
or something. It's an elf charm.
It is an elf
what's
charm.
interesting? Rob was walking down the street with me one time. Rob, remember when we were walking down Hollywood Boulevard, and that TMZ guy said, what's up to me? And then as soon as 30 seconds, not even 20 seconds later, some security guard says, what's up to you? And then next thing you know, that TMZ guy was all over you because he realized, oh, I just screwed up. I thought I just saw Matt Hardy.
Right, yeah. Hey, that same guy, little Larry, got me last week when I was heading to Fayetteville from L.A. The same fucking TMZ camera guy, when I'm going up the escalator, ran up on me with the camera, and I don't remember what he said. He's always too excited to have any questions for me.
Well, I know this much, is that when I walk into a room, yeah, people want to feed me, people want to treat me well, but you know what? It's because I carry myself well. I'm a good networker. I like meeting people. I love socializing. I love women, all shapes and all sizes. I don't discriminate. I just congratulate for talking. And you know what, though? There's a lot of people. You like that one? You like that one? There's a lot of people that just say Hollywood is jaded. Hollywood's all about, who are you? Why should I get to know you? What's your status? Are you famous? That's how Hollywood works. But let's say you're in Montana. You don't get that kind of treatment. You don't get that kind of attention. Maybe
actually, when I was in Montana, I did. Sonia was in college there, this summer photography school, and I went there, and people were pretty excited and took pictures with me and stuff.
Celebrity wrestlers in Montana different than
Missoula, motherfucker.
better than a semi-famous, non-famous comedian. You know what I mean? So it's just, the way that you are on television, when you get on that level, people want to give you that royal treatment because you've been on TV. That's something they've never done before. Or you're in a movie. That's something they've never been before for them. So they're like, all right, well, this guy has done something I've always wanted to do. So that's why you get treated on a different scale. And that's why you're the whole effing show.
Right on, little Larry. Let's talk to somebody else that's been on TV, because we're about enough from a semi-famous comedian. What up to, Cold Scorpio?
What up? RVD in the house.
Yeah, thanks for calling in. I also got Shelly Martinez on the line.
Hi.
What's up, Shelly?
How are you?
Along with Harry Slash and Officer X. SVD's in the house here. Scorp Dog. I didn't talk to you before now. I sent a message asking you to call in. So did you get a hint of what the subject is while you were on hold?
Actually, man, I've been running around with my head cut off, but I've been, wife been keeping me up on exactly what the subject is and what's kind of going on. I was back there trying to get the 420, trying to get my head right, so I was coming here and do this show.
Hey, who's being loud? Is that you, Officer X?
No, fuck no.
got like 80 people on the line at the same time. I suppose.
I'll figure it out. Keep talking.
Dude, that's why you're the producer.
Hey, Nikki.
That's awesome, Nikki. All right, so Scorp Dog, we're talking about special treatment. You know, it's a pretty big part of my normal life, and it's like even like the small little things that I get, a lot of people never will get. You know, they don't get that, and I still appreciate it. I try not to take it for granted, but really have to look at the other side to think about someone that they've never had more than 15 people at a time, cheer for them or chant their name. You know what I mean? It's a total different life, I think, but I think everybody can relate, whether they were the ones that had to wait while someone cut in front of them or whether they were the ones that cut in front. And Scorp, you might be able to shed some light on being both those guys, right?
Exactly,
everybody,
man. I've been, on both ends of the candle, I should say, and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I mean, being in the limelight, being on TV, you're talking about something that is very powerful. You're talking about worldwide TV. So when and you're on TV and you go places and you get that VIP treatment, it is very nice, but at the same time, just like you said, I believe you said something earlier about it, when there's, 4 or 5 people in line and they want to bring you up to the front, sometimes, the elderly or the person that's behind you, that's kind of bad that they don't look out for those people first, and get them situated, even though I might be on TV or might be famous. And at the same time, when you're off TV, they know you as being famous, but it ain't the same VIP treatment. You're going to stand in line and have to pay the doorman that extra $20 to cut the line to get in too, So, I mean, it works. On both ends, but it is definitely, something that is very discriminated out there in the world. It's always been like that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just everyone's different. Not everyone is going to get treated the same. Not there for someone that feels like they never get the hookup and they're always the last one. I mean, I know what it's like. I remember back in school. When the kids had to pick teams for whatever reason, in gym class. I remember a lot of times being the last motherfucker picked, and that didn't feel good at all. You know what I mean?
It ain't no nice about being the last one.
Okay. I guess I'll take Robbie.
That's right.
That's a hell of a man to admit shit like that.
Right. But then again, like I said, I remember, on the prejudice side of, being famous and being in there and, being in Atlanta and traveling overseas, and some famous wrestler came up to me one time and said, "Scorp, you need to leave the white girls alone, and just stay with the black girls and say the white girls for us." Now, why would anybody want to say anything like that? And then on the other hand, with my wife, being white and stuff, and we're living in Atlanta, we get up to the cash register, and young ladies, they close down the cash register when me and my wife walk up, and as soon as we go to someplace else, they open back up.
Right. That's like
you're like, is that not that simple? What? Come on, I got smoke on that one. No.
Yeah. Hey, Scorp. Here's a trivia question for you. What wrestler told you that TV is a powerful thing?
Well, I'll go back to Ron Simmons.
Ron Simmons. I didn't think I was listening to that story, did you? Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Hey, Shelly Martinez, what's up with Sprinkles?
O-M to the freaking G. Let me tell you about Sprinkles, Rob, okay?
That thing looks so cool.
I know. The first episode is going to be launching on my site this month, ShellyMartinez.org. And every month we're going to release a new episode. There's 6 of them. And then after the 6 are completed, the whole theme changes to something else. So I'm really excited. And I believe the one you're in is episode 2. So I'll definitely let you know when you can see the full episode. And I'm just really excited about it. Like, holy smokes, it's been like a year in the making, but it finally all came together after a lot of trial and error. We're doing everything on our own, so it's just really been one of those long years of trying to figure it out, but holy smokes, we are going to, maybe you know this place because you're such a no landmarks. We are going to be shooting our final filming day on this Sunday at this place called Linda Vista Hospital in East Los Angeles. Are you familiar with it?
No. It sounds familiar, though. I don't know what
is a sprinkle.
A sprinkle is me, and I am a superhero that is here to save the world, one villain at a time. That's what sprinkle is. Yes.
And if you go look at the video, it looks awesome. Like, I don't know how the guy produced it and edited it and all that stuff. It's like there's, airplanes and there's flying ships and creatures, and it's amazing, with...
Where do you find this at?
This will be, you can see the trailer on my YouTube channel, which is, youtube.com/LuchaGal909. And, it's just really amazing, just the little bit on there. Like, there's some audio problems because, we put it together before everything was completed and such. But it is still going to blow your mind, and the full episodes are going to blow it even more. And it'll be on my site this month starting later in the month, about in the middle. That's when the first one's going to come out.
Sweet. Awesome, Shelly.
Well, I got to go, but thank you guys for having me. I had so much fun. And, Rob, you have to come do Funtime Radio when you have a moment on a Thursday.
Yeah, just let me know when you want to do it. Absolutely.
Cool. Well, it was nice talking to all of you guys, and
have a great night,
have a positive night.
Take care. All right, Shelly. Holla.
Awesome. Right on. So, as Nikki Starr pointed out, very cool to have Shelly Martinez.
I think Nikki Starr likes Shelly.
Yes, you do, Officer X.
Yes, you do.
What?
You wish.
Yeah, I think you got a thing for Shelly, Nikki.
Okay, so do you know who the loudest mayhem was from? Little Larry.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
I know. You had to mute him, and then I think he hung up now, right?
Yeah. My bad.
Did you disrupt
yes,
his little
she
guy?
did. She said he was the mayhem troublemaker.
Yes, he did. If you saw the stand-up comedy thing that I have on my YouTube site, which, Dango, if you haven't seen it, it's RVD TV 420 is my YouTube page. I wish I could change the name of it, but I don't think I can. I think I'm locked in on that. But
what is
anyway,
RVD?
What?
Sorry, RVD. What is it again? Your YouTube channel?
RVD TV 420.
Okay.
And Little Larry's on there anyway. I put some footage up there of me doing some of my stand-up comedy shit, a few minutes of that, and Larry's introducing me. You can see the crazy little elf in person there. We've gone out with him a few times. He went out with me on my birthday, and DDP was there, who we need to text him the number of the show, actually.
He definitely made your 40th birthday something to be remembered.
Oh, my God. Spilled drinks all over, fighting with people and stuff. He's crazy, and he's just this little dude. And he
is little. Like, he's smaller than me. He's got to be about maybe 5 feet tall, stretched out on his tippy toes, and no shit, about maybe 100 pounds. Like, I feel when I'm around him, I feel
106.
I feel like I need to go on a diet because little Larry is smaller than me.
Oh, God.
Can you kick his ass?
Yeah. All right, so Ding Star, back to you. You're a fireman. When you go around town, do people like Officer X, he goes in for a cup of coffee. You know he's not paying for that fucking cup of coffee. You're not paying for your donuts, right, X?
I drink a lot of fucking coffee.
Right, it's always on the house because you got the uniform on, am I right?
Nah, it depends. It's like anywhere else you go. Sometimes you get hooked up, sometimes you don't, I always offer to pay and tip the girl anyways, whatever the price of it is, so it don't make any difference. But it's more, when you're working...
I feel more for police officers than I do for us.
It fucking sucks, though, because...
like they have a lot worse
Hey, fight.
No,
I'm giving him props.
I'll tell you what sucks, though, Rob, is you don't even want to, like, half the time if I'm working, I'll just take my shit and eat in the car because you'll be in a restaurant eating and you'll be sitting there and some guy will come up to you with his 4 fucking kids that are being assholes. Like, hey, tell them if they don't behave, you're going to lock them up and put them in jail. Like, get the fuck out of here, I'm eating,
Right. I bet you get a lot of
you'll get this one too. People walk up and say, "I hate to bother you while you're eating," so I just head them off right there and say, "Then don't. If you don't want to bother me, don't. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable." And usually it takes like twice as long to listen to their shit, but I just want to make them know what assholes they are. Just if you don't want to bother me, fucking don't. Screw.
That actually totally went through my mind when the kids came up for my picture when I was eating tacos today, because that's how they lead it in. They came in with, man, hey, I don't want to bother you, and my thought was, well, you are. It's like a deep taco.
Why do you want to do something that makes you feel uncomfortable? If you don't want to bother me, get the fuck out of here. If you want to bother me, then bother me, you know?
Right, you do want to bother me. That's why you're...
Let's be honest.
Right.
I hate to bother you, but... yeah, see, that's just the worst, though. Can you tell little Johnny that if he doesn't behave, you're going to take him to jail and hit him with your billy? That's a great thing to tell his 5-year-olds. So when he gets lost, he'll be terrified of the cops, you know?
Yeah.
Morons. There's no shortage of idiots out there.
That's when you want to tell the parents is, why don't you tell little Johnny if he fucks up, you're going to punish him.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking awful, you know? That people are just crazy. The world's shot.
Do your job as a parent.
Yeah, it sucks. People are just fucked up. They don't care.
All right, so Nikki Starr just texted me and said she just lost her internet. So we're on our own now, guys. So, yeah, we got...
She's trying to call Shelly Martinez on her home phone line to talk to her. Who are you shitting? You know that.
Where'd on topic.
Where'd Scorpio go? Are you still on Scorpio? Or we lost him too? Shit, we lost Scorpio.
Who else we got? We got me, Officer X, you, Sonya.
Okay, we got Harry Slash, Sabu's calling in, Officer X. We got some other calls. Maddie called back, but dude, his phone. Wait, here's Jingles right here. I don't know, Maddie, your line sucked earlier. It might give you another try, but Bruce Jingles. What's up,
motherfucker? What the fuck did little Larry do?
We lost Nikki Starr.
What, are you there?
I'm here, you're here, Dingo's here. Apparently Scorp's not here. Apparently I'm holding this down with my star power right now, so I'm about to...
Matt Denton's going to come in and save the day. He needs a
What did little Larry do?
Okay, Sonia says go directly to Matt Denton from the UK, so...
Do not pass go.
All right, Matt, what you got for us, dude?
I have access to your account, so I can try and produce in position of Nikki.
Matt Denton, motherfucker.
Wow.
What position
Matt
is
Denton
Nikki
in the UK has access to my account? Because you gave us no sound.
Yes, sir.
All
right. Well, Sabu's calling the house, trying to call the radio show.
Sorry again,
so
our producer.
We'll have him on.
Internet crash, so we have a new producer now.
Just give me a minute. I'll look in. Yeah.
You should be able to call directly right through. Right. Who knows?
That sounds like some little Larry sabotage.
Oh, yeah, dude, it does. Well, anyway, you know what? Hold on, everybody, because right. Let's. This guy's been waiting on the line forever. He knows what we're talking about. I'm going to go to Van from Arkansas because we've said we don't need a big build up here, man. You know what we're talking about. What up, Van? By the way, thanks for hanging out and waiting. What a show, huh?
Yeah, it's been a good show, man.
Yeah, they're all good. We fuck around. We have a good time. We explore silly shit like this.
Man, motherfucker.
Yeah, man. Dude, I wore your shoes, man.
Yes. I still haven't got money for those yet, but I'm looking for it pretty soon.
Right on, dude. So what's going on in Arkansas? You got like a V.I.P. treatment when you go to the local grocery store there or something?
Not really, unless the girl knows me from a party. Then I'll probably get a couple of hey, let me get you to this line quicker, or hey, come over here. But nothing much really.
Yeah, dude. That's I get a lot of that too. Right on. Hey, we had Shelly Martinez on and she left. Apparently Scorpio left, and we're We're expecting there's Sabu right there. Hold on. Sabu!
I'm right here, man.
Sabu! Hey, what's going on? Sabu, we hear you.
All right. I heard you too. What's happening, guys?
Sabu! Sabu, motherfucker! Hey, welcome,
motherfucker.
Sabu, I got Dango on the phone.
Hey, Dango, what's up?
How are you, brother? God, it's good to hear your voice.
Oh, it's great to hear you, man. I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. God
Good.
damn.
All right, you guys sound gay. Hey, Sabu.
Hey, I miss you.
Van
I love
from
you.
Arkansas.
I love you, Sabu.
Has a question.
I missed what you said. I'm sorry.
Van from Arkansas has a question. He wanted to talk to the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal Sabu.
But I changed my name. I'm the very careful Sabu. Go ahead.
Did you change it too?
God damn, you're getting old.
The cautious
my
Sabu.
question is, why change to the very careful Sabu?
Yeah. Well, who's got a question?
He just asked, why don't you change it to the very careful Sabu?
Oh, okay. Well, it's the cautious.
Okay.
Oh, right.
All right. Listen, Sabu, you just missed Shelly Martinez. I know you're a big fan of hers. I know you're bummed.
Oh, yeah, I am a big fan of hers.
Yeah, she was on for a while. She just left. We're talking about special treatment, Sabu.
Little Sabu.
Right across the fucking board, everything. We're talking about, from people that are celebrities, they get broed out where they go. They get discounts. They get their shit paid for. They don't have to wait in line. And then there's people on the other end of the stick. The one question, and I kind of want to get Dango's opinion on this. I asked it earlier in the show, but I think it was before you were on the phone. Is it right? Is it morally right that like if I show up at whatever, at this TSA security, and they recognize me, they grab me and pull me to the front of the line when everybody else might miss their flight too, and they got to wait in line. Like morally, is that right, or is it wrong, or is it just the choice of the gift giver?
Again, it's like you said, just exactly what you said. The choice is in the gift giver. If the person is giving you the option, and you're not having the sense of entitlement, that's up to you to take the gift that is offered to you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Really.
I think it morally sucks.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, but not everyone's going to get treated equal anyway,
Right.
Right, and we don't treat everybody equally either. We feel different about everybody, and so we treat them differently. It may not be as obvious as some other cases, but it is true. Like you feel, whether you're talking to a parent, or someone you're attracted to, or someone that's your friend, or someone you're sick of, or someone you hate, or someone you don't trust. We treat everybody different. There's certain people that get like elite treatment, getting access to places other people can't go, and they seem to have an easier time in society from that perspective.
I think the way I understand I read a book one time, and the biggest quote in it, I don't know if you I've ever heard it, but you remember years and years ago when that Satanic Bible was circulating?
Anton LaVey.
Anton something.
Yeah, exactly. Remember that? Maybe we were talking about it one time, and that one quote came from it, and it said, live as thou wilt. And you said, well, that's kind of how I believe anyway. You remember that?
I don't remember exactly saying that, but it's good to know.
I just remember that quote being, live as thou wilt. Live as thou wilt. And, for the most part, I agree with that, too. And does that make you satanic? Not necessarily.
No.
But there's another quote I read in the book, and it's from a book called Atlas Shrugged. I don't know if you ever read it, but it talks about living your life how you want to and not living for the sake of someone else. Not living to try to please someone else, not living to try to make someone else happy. But the second part of it, and the most important part, is to not live for the sake of someone else, but not also asking to someone else to live for your sake. And I think that's the biggest part.
Well,
you know, that makes any sense at all.
I live for my mother and my wife and my animals, you know, so I guess
that's awesome. You know, if you're not asking anybody else to sacrifice their life for you, you know, to make themselves unhappy for you, then that's great. You know, if you can live your life and be happy and not sacrifice yourself for someone else, but also not ask anybody else to sacrifice themselves for you, then that's perfect balance.
Well,
all right, so
it's my duty to live my life for my mother. It's my duty.
I agree, and I felt the same way when we're alive.
Okay. Believe it or not, I have a soundbite for this.
But literally, if someone wants to offer you something and you're not feeling like it's yours to take, and you're going to step over somebody and step on somebody and crush them to the ground in order to take it, then I don't see any problem with it. If they're willing to take it, they're willing to give it to you.
If they're willing to put themselves out there to do it.
Right. If they're willing to do it, you know, without any sacrifice on their part, you know, that's not up to you.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the position they put themselves in.
But if you go into a place demanding shit for no other reason than you're famous, or no other reason than you're good looking, or no other reason than, you know, whatever, that you're been on TV, then, you know, that's kind of bullshit.
Then that's practicing douchery.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
No, looks do have a lot to do with how people get treated. You know that. Like, if someone is good looking, they're found attractive, they're the ones that do seem to get ahead. You know, and more so if it's a girl, they seem to have more opportunities. But that is, you know, people want to talk to them more. People find them more appealing. They want to do stuff with them,
certainly,
whatever it is.
Perpetuate that. I think the biggest problem with good-looking women is they perpetuate their own stupidity. I don't mean that in a horrible way. I know that sounds absolutely shitty coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
It sounds like somebody pooped in your mouth.
I got a split,
guys are scared of good-looking and intelligent women. It scares the absolute piss out of them. So girls will pretend to be stupid when they shouldn't be.
All right. When I left WWE, you know, I took some time off wrestling, and quite a bit of time. Then when I came back in with different standards because I was so burnt out, and I didn't want to go through the monotony of the grind that I was in. So I got, you know, what I could refer to for this conversation as more VIP treatment. You know, they flew me and my wife first class, you know, nice hotel, stay extra, vacation. They rolled out the red carpet. Now, a lot of the other wrestlers on the card aren't making very much money, and I know that I'm making a lot more. I'm getting a much better treatment than they are. You know, my conditions all around are going to be better than them. Should I feel bad about that? I mean, I've been, you know, working my way up 20 years, and I was in that position before, so I don't feel like that's something that I'm not entitled to. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
it makes perfect sense.
You earned it.
You earned it.
You're not entitled to that. You earned that shit.
You earned it.
You starved it. You starved when you needed to. You possible.
Scorpio says that he's. There you are, Scorp. I see you, dude. Scorpio.
What's up, man? Sabu.
What's up, dude?
That shit, man.
Yeah. All right, cool.
All right, later, guys.
All right, later, Bruce Jingles.
See you,
right.
Bruce.
Bye, Bruce. Bye. Take care. Take care, everybody.
Bye, Bruce Jingles. You got anything to plug?
Bruce.
All right, he's out. Harry Slash, you're not on mute. Did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, I want to bring this up. It's not just television, man. I mean, we've been a country of star fuckers since this nation was born. Do you really think Benjamin Franklin ever waited online for anything? I seriously doubt it. It's something about being a celebrity and in the public eye that the common person, the non-celebrity, puts you on a pedestal like a Christ, an icon, and that makes them happy that for that one moment they grabbed Rob Van Dam, they brought him to the front of the line, they were in touch with a celebrity. You just made their lives feel a little better by letting them bring you to the front of the line.
Right, and I think from my perspective, I believe it's because we perceive that the celebrities have these wonderful, magical, glamorous lives, and in order to connect that with our lives makes our lives enriched. It makes our lives more important and not that far off from the dream life that they have just by that little connection. Would that be right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you go back
when someone comes by and gets their picture taken with you, some poor little Polish kid from Battle Creek, Michigan, they can get their picture taken with you and tell their kids that things are possible. Your dreams can be realized. And, that's a great feeling to give everybody.
Yeah, it is.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, true that.
It is possible.
Like you pointed out, I've been on both sides, so I totally know what that's like.
Let me ask you a question. That thing you did when you were a kid, when you jumped in the ring with Ted DiBiase.
Yeah.
Did you or did you not brag about it?
Pointing at me, by the way.
Lifetime debate here. Dango's right next to me. And he says he was pointing at him. I jumped the guardrail. Okay, go ahead, Eric. Well, question was?
Friends of yours that saw that on television, that saw you on television getting the money from DiBiase, did they treat you a little special for a couple of days afterwards?
Not that I remember. Not that I remember at all.
I gave you a blowjob, remember?
Oh, yeah, but I thought he meant like a real friend. I'm
Who are we calling?
Calling Booker T here before the end of the show. Get his.
Hey, look, I have got to bail. I've got to get some
shit done
tonight.
Hold on. Booker T. Okay, hold on. All right, Dango, thanks for calling in, dude. Thanks for your insight.
Boo, love you, brother. Take care of yourself.
I love you too, man.
You guys are good. I'll talk to you later. Yes, all right, please. Give me a call. Give me a call, brother.
I will.
All right, take care.
You
too,
bye,
Rob. Thanks for your insight.
All right, man. Holla. Thank you for having me. See you, brother.
All right. Hey, Book, did you answer? My whole fucking screen just went crazy. Okay, cool. I don't think Book answered, but we got to close off in about 10 minutes anyway, so I got someone else, Mr. DDP, that wanted to add to this. So I'm going to call him too, but in between that, Sabu, where you live, the people around where you live know who you are, so they treat you kind of extra special. They give you a little extra chicken on your 12-inch sub, shit like that.
Yeah, and when I go to Arby's, it's always free, and McDonald's is always free when it's by my house, and the store across the street, they always give me preferential treatment and stuff. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it don't suck, huh? Sometimes
the thing was, I didn't start out that way. I started out eating dirt, so I earned it just like you did,
Right. Sometimes people are. I was just about to call DDP, and he just texted me and said he's in the queue. What's queue mean, baby? He's in line. All right. Well, I was going to say, sometimes people are really, really excited. They're like, oh my God, I never thought that I would see you here. I hear that a lot from real excited fans. And some people are cool as shit, and they don't sell it at all. There's no reaction. They're just like, will that be all, sir? Or whatever, and then I got to pay for it, and they're like, it's on me. I'm like, all right, cool, thanks, Sometimes I feel like I owe them, like, hey, you want an autograph or something? You know what I mean?
At least I can do that, but
hey, can you hear me?
All right. Next guest is why can't I unmute him? It won't unmute him. Okay, there we go. Good friend of Officer X's and RVD Radios. We hear from him all the time. He comes in here with a bang. What up, DDP?
You, brother, you. I was telling you the other day. Officer X, this is out to you too. I finally am getting to the last stages of the workout when RVD and Justin McCulley and you, Officer X, did YRG with DDP. And I got this guy, Matt Giorgio, that I've been working with, and he has taken our interview that we did, and really had fun with it, had fun with me doing stuff, and just the whole interview for the next level of DDP TV I'm really excited to put this out there. So I'm going to put a trailer up. I'll probably have the trailer up probably tomorrow or the next day on my YouTube, and it's actually, if you want to go to my YouTube thing, it's Dalla Page, because some cocksucker got Dalla's page and Diamond Dallas page, and they both said on their site they would gladly give it back to me, but none of those fuckers answered the damn the request. So I'm Dalla Page. So how you doing, RVD?
Hey, I'm good, Dallas. Also on the line, we got Sabu and Too Cold Scorpio. Say hi to both of those guys. Officer X, SVD. I don't know if you know Harry Splash, but everything's good, dude. We only got about 10 minutes left of the show, and what we're going to do, a little tradition that I started a few shows ago, but after we end the show, we're going to go to the chat room at robvandam.com for about 15 minutes, and that's where we really get uncensored. No reason holding back when it comes to the people that go through all the effort of going to my website and then going to the forums and then going into the chat room, because if they go through all that, they're loyal enough fans to get the real uncensored RVD. So, well, we're gonna do that here in a few minutes. But it was a good show, DDP. We had a lot of guests on here, and we were talking about unequal treatment. All right. Is your girlfriend like kayfabe, or can we mention that?
No, absolutely. Go ahead and mention it.
Okay, we're talking about like special treatment, unequal treatment, stuff like that. And I've been trying to get Bruce Stringles to tell a story. He didn't have nothing and didn't really hear a whole lot from Scorp. But I wonder when it comes to the racism. I want to hear some stories of just how people get treated different for being a minority or with a minority. Because I know that it's so prevalent now, still today in 2011, and it's so ignorant, but I hear it all the time, like from people when it's just me and like other white people in the room. They say some of the most ignorant shit. It just makes it sound like they're from, 1860 Columbia, South Carolina or something. I can't believe my ears, and sometimes they think it's a good humor or whatever, but anyway, the whole thing is ridiculous. Way back to when we used to think it was cool to chain people up and use them as slaves, and that was okay with people. But anyway, DDP, you're a celebrity. You go places, boom. People want to help you out. They want to bro you out. They want to give you free shit. They want to hook you up. And I also want to hear from the other side. Like if anyone gets treated bad or just on the other side of the unequal, but. Shed some sunshine on our show, DDP.
Okay, this is a classic story. I'm down in Comic-Con in San Diego, I guess about 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, and I was down there for the Devil's Rejects. That's where we did the screening premiere. So after we get done going with the premiere, I'm with my girl Angela. She's a black girl, glamorous, gorgeous, about 6 foot, and my buddy of mine, who was the director of another movie I did called Driftwood. And he's sort of sitting in the back, and I'm waiting for a cab. And up come these 6 black guys, and Tim hears them saying, "Man, look at that white boy sporting that hot-looking black chick, man. That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit, man. He's taking up a beautiful black woman like that." And as they walk past me, they turn around and go, "Holy shit, DDP! Oh, my God! Oh, my God, DDP!" They start jumping all over me. And, taking pictures, all the bullshit. And as they start walking away, they go, "Man, I knew DDP loved black women."
That's a great story. Yeah, they totally changed the way they were treating you. That's funny.
They always want to talk stuff until they know who you are.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens, man, where someone will be like, oh, sorry, man, no, can't do nothing for you. And then they're like, oh, wait, oh, you're you? Oh, wait, come here, man. And they totally have a different attitude. That happens a lot.
What my favorite moment? What my favorite moment? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Who's got a favorite moment?
I said one of my favorite stories about getting, the treatment, when I was on TV all the time like you, I'd walk right up to the front. Cracker Barrel could be filled. And I'd just walk right up to the front and stand there and put my name on the list and just stand there. And eventually somebody would walk by, it was a waitress or a server, somebody would go, oh, my God, TDB, can I get an autograph? I said, can you get me a table? Oh, absolutely. So I would sit there and meet whoever, sometimes me and Big Show were on the road, but sometimes it'd be me and Hurricane and, and whoever the guys were, and we'd all sit around and I'd go get us 50 menus. So we'd all...
Right, good time to Cracker Barrel menus. Exactly. I know the gig, absolutely. Then they take care of your meal.
Exactly.
Many times over, absolutely. Hey, why is it that there's certain people we can count on for being wrestling fans, and why is it that people like people that work at Cracker Barrel, people that work security at the airport, and handicapped
Walmart.
In Walmart? Yeah. Well, okay. There's certain people you just know they got a certain energy about them. Like, oh, there's a wrestling fan right there. Consistency.
Cops too. I got out of more tickets, man, being down the Dallas page. And I had one time, me and Big Show were leaving South Carolina Civic Center, and there was 20,000 people leaving. Nobody's coming in, so I just took, the lane, Rob. I took the wrestler lane, went up to the light, went through the red light, and took off. Next thing you know, that guy, he pulls me over, and he's a brother about 5'6". He got the hat on, pulled down, the spine saucer hat, and this son of a bitch is cutting a promo on me as he's getting out of his car. As I'm pulling the window down, I can hear him like just screaming, who do you think you are? And he got up to the window, man, and he just kept cutting that promo like it was money, right? And Big Show's sitting next to me. So finally, he can't take it anymore. I'm not even going to try to interrupt him because his promo is so classic. I wish I had it on film. Big Show leans over me, and the guy must have thought it was a bear or something because he jumped back. And he looked at him, and he looked at me, he looked at him, he looked at me, and he started making a diamond cutter sign, and he's shaking. He's going, bang, man, bang, that was Diamond Page. And you go, the Giant, man, I know you guys said, or Diamond Dallas.
The Giant.
Oh, man. It was classic.
Yep, I've been there a couple times, man. Yep, one time I got pulled over in Pennsylvania back in the old ECWs, and they straight up came up and looked at me in the car. They're like, oh, RVD. All right, go on. Go ahead. It was fucking crazy. Yeah, I've had that happen.
That was a classic like with me and Ron Simmons in Baltimore, man. We driving in Baltimore, turn down a one-way street, quickly turn around. All of a sudden, 3 cop cars roll up on us. And the next thing you know, a fourth one was there, telling us to get out the car. They recognized Ron Simmons and says, oh, wait a minute, you Ron Simmons and you the mystery man, you the mystery man. And they about to give us the tickets out for his door. Ron Simmons goes to the back, gets out the belt. They all want to hold the belt, taking pictures where they want to get an autograph. And then they turned around and gave us an escort back to our hotel and stuff, make sure we didn't get lost in the hood.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, I got a great story to share with you. I don't know if I can tell it. We got a minute. I'm going to try and tell it in 20 seconds. Last weekend in last weekend in North Carolina, I stopped by Jeremy Borash's room before I went out and ate. Anyway, I went out, I was stuck, and then the key didn't work to open up the car when I got back, and I was stuck, and we called AAA and everything, and I realized I had 2 sets of keys, so the other sets worked. I went back to Jeremy, oh, dude, I'm sorry I snagged your keys, and I gave him the set of keys. I kleptoed your keys when I was in the room earlier. Sorry, dude. Turns out I drove his car the whole weekend from there on and turned his car in. He had no idea. I stole his keys and his car. All right, man. We got to go. She's about to cut us off in 50 seconds. So thanks for calling in, everybody. It was a good show. Scorp, Sabu, you guys got anything to plug?
I got nothing right now.
Yeah. You got a butt plug? DDP, you got something to plug?
Yeah, go to my YouTube and catch that trailer that's going to come out with me and RVD and Justin McCauley. Go to on YouTube.
Bang! Bang! I'm so glad you're even slower than me on getting that shit up, man. But that's the most recent episode of RVD TV, by the way, is that one that I put up months ago from us, you know. So, all right, cool, man. See you all guys, everybody, real soon. Thanks for calling in. Good show. It's time to say bye.
Bye, baby.
Woo-woo. You're listening to RVD Radio.
We know that. Oh, it's RVD Radio, motherfucker.